Disclaimer: the following Boundless PodTrap episode contains strong opinions that some listeners may and will find offensive. If you cannot accept or respect others with a differing opinion from yours, then fuck off.
Rolling sound.
I like turtles.
Shush!
Alrighty. Let me see your war face.
Now, y'all ain't planning on fucking these chickens, are you?
Picture it. Sicily, 1920.
Aren't we fucking funny?
Streaming from the Midwest, right in the middle of the U.S. From Omaha, Nebraska, you're listening to the Boundless PodTrap, your entertainment podcast, where we touch on all topics, from the crazy and absurd to the sacred and profane, and even the useless and unnecessary. The Boundless PodTrap knows no bounds. And now, here are your hosts.
23 episodes in, and motherfucking Justin still cannot get the goddamn intro right.
Things up,
in the process of us fucking up the episode, going back through to get it right, we fucked it up. So that's 2 strikes.
I changed a whole soundboard, so once I hit another key, it cancels out the other one. So I got to just add those together.
Justin was so proud that he finally figured out how to stop things.
Instead of wasting all this
here
time.
We are, still getting it fucked up. Anyways, welcome
It can only go up from here.
To the Boundless PodTrap podcast, episode 23.
Hey, boys, before we get started, I would just like to have a quick moment of silence for Derek Shaven's asshole, because that motherfucker's going to be destroyed in prison. Like, that's going to look like a $10 little kid swimming pool.
What are you talking about? He's going to get his own private spot?
Yeah, to get his asshole destroyed.
Well, let's have a moment of silence.
Okay. And
that's the most listeners we've ever had in that moment of silence. So what's going on, fellers?
Just hanging out, having fun in the sun.
Yeah.
Now that it's finally getting sunny.
You're like, this is going to sound weird, but your head looks awfully like smooth tonight, like extra smooth for some reason. Did you like shave literally right before you came here?
I did last night.
It looks extra moist.
And I fucked up too. I had to like redo it.
You fucking something up? That's unheard of.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But like there's like 2 little spots in the back that I didn't get, and my wife called me out on that. I'm like, I know. It's like I felt it this morning when I put my hat on, but it's like Velcro all day, so it's cool.
Just tell her you're trying to grow a rat tail.
Yeah, I should. It's my little cute
right here. Back when I had to shave for my one job many years ago, I always thought it was like weird. Sometimes you would shave and like you're looking at yourself in the mirror, it's on your face right there. And then the next morning there's like, you notice you miss like a patch. I'm like, how the fuck did I miss that? I don't know if it's like your skin is a different shade from freshly shaving it or what, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, how did I miss a whole fucking patch right there?
That's crazy. Kind of like just blowjobs your mind. It's weird.
Blowjob, explain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It blowjobs your mind. It's kind of like when your eyes just go backwards and it's like.
But what kind of blowjob? There's several.
Yeah.
Cheese grater? Don't say cheese grater.
Say it slower.
Cheese grater? What are you talking about? When I was in the military, I always had to carry a razor with me.
You're ruining it.
And then, I'm sorry. Is this?
Carried a razor with you?
Yeah, I had to carry a razor with me.
I'm soft.
Because I fucking cut you, man. No, but because I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, and then I'd have to shave before I go to like my 5 o'clock formation before we go do our little PT or physical training.
Wait, there's a 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah,
wow.
It comes twice. Like me.
You learn something new every day.
And then when I made like the 9 o'clock formation, they're like, "Did you shave this morning?" I'm like, I did, because my Italian blood just pushes that stubble right back out. It's like I just did it.
First of all, having to be up that early, no thank you. And then having to shave every day, no
it's so fun.
I have sensitive skin on my neck, and if I shave every day, I get those red bumps, and
that's just, you got to get used to the new razor. That's all.
No,
it'll happen for like a week or 2.
Because I had to for 2 years at this one job. I literally had to shave every single day, and it never got better, no matter what blades I used, what kind of shaving cream I used, what I did afterwards to help. Nothing. That's why if I ever had to work for a job where I had to shave every day again, ain't happening.
When I was in high school, I used to shave those little spikes into the designs.
Jeff Hardy
style.
I tried that several times, and I have to give it to him. I don't know how he does that, because
With a fine blade.
I even like would take, because it's like he got like, it's so like crisp, and like the gap between his facial hair and that, it was just so.
Yeah, I couldn't do that thin.
I even tried. I wrapped my blade with like electrical tape, just so only part of the blade was shaving, and it still didn't work.
You remember the electrical razors? It's like a Spishak, not Spishak. That's the Mad TV one, like a Mach 20 type of thing, but it's like an electrical handle. It's like, I don't think I want something with that sharp of a blade next to my throat.
I haven't had a razor on my face in almost a month.
I know.
I'm seeing how long I can let it go, but every day
neck beard over here.
more and more gray grows into it, and it grows faster than everything else.
I was going to say last time we were here, I was like, you got quite a bit of gray in there, and it's not a bad thing.
No,
like it fits you well.
Look distinguished.
I did. I puff it out every night before bed. It's like I'm growing a Jufro on the lower part of my face too.
You can say that, folks. We can't. Justin, I can't.
Jufro?
Like, I got like a whole
trouble.
I got like a whole entire Jufro growing on my head, top and bottom.
What's that? Is it Manscaped? Is that thing that's supposed to be for your nuts and stuff like that?
Yeah, the lawnmower or whatever.
I'm thinking about ordering one of those. Not that I have any reason to.
You can just use mine. We'll share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't have any reason to do that, because let's face it.
Well, it's a aesthetic. So when you come in here,
usually it is getting to be shorts season, so I might want to trim it up just a little bit. No, but have you ever, when you have trim up down there, like I've used like my beard trimmer before. I took the guard off of it one time.
Yeah.
That was a mistake on the ball sack. That like cuts your skin.
Especially when the battery starts dying and it's like slower and it just starts pulling at
it just pulls your hairs.
Yeah. You got to like grab that shit like an alien brain and go slow.
Alien brain. Oh man. So
screaming back out to the get the pliers.
Oh, so how do you do it? Do you hover over the toilet, or?
I usually do it in the shower.
Doesn't that clog the drain pretty
quick? I clean
quick?
it up before I stand in the shower. Then I take like a piece of toilet paper, scoop it all in a little pile, throw it away.
Oh.
Burn that shit on fire so it kind of like potpourris the space.
Smells like burnt
garlic. Yeah, it smells like garlic.
It keeps away the demons. Burn hair.
How do you do it?
I usually prop one leg up on the sink. That's the only way I can see my balls.
You
anymore.
have a high sink.
Well, it's the only way
flexible.
I can see it. 1 foot on the squatty potty, one on the sink, and
the family
squatty
watching.
potty slowly starts gliding out.
The wife supporting my back so I don't tip
No,
over.
no. Cleveland? No. Remember that time, Lonnie, you walked in on Paco?
Dude, the most beautifully landscaped bush I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, oh man, it's...
I remember. I thought you were going to be like
landing strips.
I thought you were going to be like mortified from it, but you
No.
were actually. It was like you saw like an angel or something.
Right. Like you remember Road Warrior Animal, how he had like the 2 mohawks?
Oh yeah.
It's like that, but in each of the bush strips, that's like groomed to look like lions. Like, have you ever seen the TV movie special of The Shining that came out in the mid-90s?
Probably.
Okay, so in that, the hedge had the lions shaved in it. It was an exact model of that hedge his bush was.
That's
He's
what
like,
he
"Fuck you
used to
looking
do. He used to do like the in the people's hair. They'd come into the barber shop and he would do like art in the back of their head.
And that
touch him up.
motherfucker didn't even work there.
Go Paco, Paco. Oh, Paco. We have to try to get him on the show once. I mean, we're 23 episodes in, and he's still like.
Oh, he's the one pushing us to do all this. Did you?
But the checks are still coming, so he's not disappointed yet.
True. Did you, Lonnie? Did you actually follow through with? Because he said that you were going to join him in the little. I'm assuming not. Then. There was a he wanted to do a little prank type of thing at the COVAX little COVID vaccine facility, little stand-up spot to do like a little zombie thing. So like once he gets a shot.
That's next Friday.
Really?
Yeah, I go back to get my shot next Friday.
Oh.
I've already had my first one.
But you're gonna do the zombie thing?
Fuck yeah, I am.
You're gonna get arrested. I told him not to, and he's like, "Fuck you!" And
He doesn't care.
Hey.
He has connections.
Yeah, and who's not excited about 3 hots and a cot every day?
2 hookers and a
So
8 ball.
let's talk about this, fellas. Most people know, and some people don't. We're located in Omaha, Nebraska.
In 30 feet.
God, hold on.
We're located in Omaha,
Hold on.
Nebraska, in 30
In
feet.
30 feet.
Make a U-turn.
Turn right.
Hold on. I thought I turned my GPS on.
In
Or off.
5,000
God
feet.
damn it. Hold on.
How is it even going? You're sitting.
right.
You're sitting still.
Make a U-turn.
Wow,
Hold on.
Make a
God damn it. It's
U-turn.
not turning off.
folks.
Make
This
a
is
U-turn.
this is not
What the
scripted.
fuck are you doing? What are you doing?
But God damn it.
Make a U-turn. You have arrived at your destination.
All right. Hold on.
What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry.
You dumb fuck.
See, my GPS thing is a little bit more. All right. Hold on. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
All right. So stupid. This isn't scripted, folks. Yes, it is. No, so we're based in Omaha, Nebraska. Was that 2006 or 2008? There was a shooting at the mall here
At 2007.
2007 at the Von Mar at our Westroads Mall, and it was it 8 or 12 people that were killed?
I believe 9 people were shot. I'm not entirely sure how many people were killed.
Yeah,
That was the Hawkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still in college at that time in Des Moines.
I was working at a grocery store.
I was dressed as the guy going to my high school.
Oh no.
Like I got out of the military wearing camo pants and pretty much what the guy was wearing. And a cop stopped me after I left visiting my high school. And they're like, "We're just looking for somebody who you match the description." I'm like, I just got into town. So I don't.
Well, anyways, that was 2007. Tragic. This past weekend, another shooting happened at the same place,
Yep.
Well, next door, because I was in Von Mar. This was JCPenney right next door. So
but still the same mall.
Same mall.
Like this one wasn't as bad.
this one was a targeted.
Yeah, but I just think that's kind of crazy that people are still doing shootings. It's just so stupid. But
That's always
have
going to
it-
be a thing.
to have it happen at the same mall, I mean, luckily, I hate saying luckily because somebody did lose their life, but it wasn't a mass shooting. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Ironically, that's still the only mall that sees traffic.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we had 4 malls at one point here:
We had Crossroads, West Roads,
Oakview, and South Roads.
South Roads,
right?
yeah.
and South Roads. Man,
South
that one-
Roads. That used to be the place. I'd go there all the time.
Same here.
Okay, so now we're going on to another topic. We're talking about malls. But no, I went to South Roads. That one closed down first. Crossroads was next. And they actually finally started demolishing it after 15 years saying they're going to tear it down. Oakview is on its way out.
Absolutely.
You
yeah.
go into that place and it's a ghost town. There's no stores there, which that sucks for me because my buddies and I in high school, we'd go there every Friday and Saturday, and that's where we'd kill time. And it was so busy back then. But
Always press the button on the escalator. So don't press that.
Sometimes we'd get into groups of 2 and we could see who would get kicked out first. Security hated us there, but yeah, we would see who could get kicked out and for what reason. And I remember, I think my buddy and I got kicked out because I put my hand on his shoulders and I pushed myself up in the air and jumped in the air and like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, wow.
You
I
just
didn't even have to try anymore.
leapfrogged him.
I didn't leap over him. I just pushed myself up in the air
Oh.
and like, yeah. And, but they hated us there.
I had security chase me at Crossroads. I went to school at Lewis and Clark, and we used to get in our friend's Impala, which is a Impala, but the A was missing, so it's an Impala. And we would tie each other up and put each other in like the trunk. Jackass did that after we did it. We thought we created that, and then just run through the mall. And then the big ass security used to try to chase us. Like, you're not gonna catch us.
Wow. You guys put some thought into yours. We didn't really do that. But anyways, back to the shooting.
There was actually a shooting a month ago at that mall where they shot a cop. And
At Westroads?
yeah,
Really?
It was stated severe situation, but then he recovered.
Well, that's one thing about these shootings that always pisses me off is like how often they say the killer's name and how often they show their picture and stuff like that. It's like, why are you giving them justice? You shouldn't even, you should refer to them as scum.
Yeah.
And the people's faces you should be, and names you should be talking about are the victims of the people that they selfishly killed.
Yeah, it says Omaha police officer was shot at Westroads Mall in Omaha. A police chase led to the exit near Waverly. That was on Friday, March 12th.
Well, and you got to think about right now, unfortunately, with the social climate we live in right now, the death of a police officer is way down the priority chain right now, with police getting as bad of a rap as they're getting nationally. I can see why that didn't really push the needle, quote unquote, in the media, where someone who wasn't an authority figure getting shot would be more politicized.
I just think it's fucked up. I mean,
it's extremely fucked up.
Why is somebody else's life more important than others? I think anybody that gets shot should get the same amount of publicity and mourning. And
I don't necessarily think even the publicity is necessary, because that's what some of the people do, especially with like mass shooters. They want that popularity.
Right.
Well, and that's the one big thing, and getting a little political about it, was all the attention that was put on the Derek Chauvin George Floyd case, where it was on every news channel, where it was on the top of everybody's mind, and it was all this, and everyone was so excited that he was held accountable. Like, he killed a man and he went to jail for murder. But, you know, it's one person. That one person was held accountable. Well, shouldn't every single person who commits murder be held accountable? Isn't it a thing? Do you think taking one person and making them be held accountable going to fix the problem? Fuck no. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Until every person who murders someone is held accountable, it's not going to change a fucking thing. You're just going to be marching next week for the next person who gets killed, unfortunately. And then the next week, and the next week. This is never going to fucking end.
And it's usually
until
on like
every single person is held fucking accountable for their actions.
On like false information as well. Like, usually once the first thing gets out, that's the narrative that drives the whole, you know, it's an emotional response for something, especially like something that's not even facts. There are people who are doing fucked up shit, yet they're the martyrs. It's like, you're going to praise the person who just put a gun to some chick's head or whatever, and okay, it's some stuff. It's some BS.
Right. Every life needs to be held at a precedence.
Okay. I think also the people who are pushing the accountability, they are not taking accountability for themselves as well.
Absolutely.
So you need to manage yourself first.
Right.
Well, it's the world we live in, unfortunately. And like I've said many times in the past, our world is only going to get worse. It's never going to get better. Not for you.
For me, I'm going to get better here. I'm optimistic. Plus, we're going to be coming into a lot of money here soon.
Fucking stimulus, baby.
Not the stimulus, but somebody has been messaging my wife recently. He's like, how big your feet? Send me foot size and I will send money. And yeah. Well, he wants to get pictures for feet.
Well, I didn't want to brag to you guys. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Your feet are pretty.
I did get an email from a Nigerian prince.
Me too.
Who needs me to hide some money for him. Wasn't going to bring it up, but
it's
it sounds trusted. Like a pretty sweet deal.
I put my 2 weeks in as 2 fucking weeks ago.
Right?
Did you say, are we getting another stimulus package?
Eventually.
There's a Democrat in the office. Democrats are running everything. Every fucking week's going to be stimulus.
I hate saying that, like, because I want the money, but it's like, why the fuck do we need another stimulus package?
Because we're all little kids and we all need to have our hands held.
I mean, I would love it, but it's just like
we're stealing from our future, from our kids.
This world is like almost back to normal. I mean, over here in Council Bluffs where we record, I mean, it is. If you go to Hy-Vee, everything's back to normal. I was like the only fucker wearing a mask in there because people here don't know how to read and look like they're made of COVID.
Speaking of this, I have a story for you two. So, and this is
Do you want to tell us off the air?
No. This everyone needs.
If you want to hear this story, you have to sign up for a Patreon.
Everyone needs to hear this story. So, and this is coming from my mom, and my mom, she leaves out facts because she doesn't want to sensationalize stuff. So when she told me this story, and it was...
Your mom's so cool.
My mom's great. My mom is the meanest woman on earth, and I love her to death. So she was in Menards, and if you guys don't know what Menards are, if you're not listening to this locally, Menards is like the Walmart of hardware stores.
My mom works that one part-time.
Yeah, but I don't know if Menards is like a local thing or if it's a national thing.
It's a Midwest thing.
Okay, so it's like a Home Depot. I know Home Depots are nationalized, so it's like a Home Depot. But so she went into the Menards to return some wood she bought because she overbought, and she's standing.
What did you say?
She overbought wood.
So, okay. I thought he was going Jewish. Some wood Shabbat.
Shabbat wood. So she's standing in the customer service line behind another lady who is returning something, and a person, I think she said she was female, but came through the doors in like a vintage 1970s goalie mask. And for everyone else who isn't Canadian or likes hockey, it was a Friday the 13th mask, just trucking into the store. And my mom's like, I guess someone's taking this COVID thing seriously with wearing a mask. She said not a minute behind her, a Menards employee with his shirt tore and his mask ripped off was following behind her on his microphone saying, yes, she assaulted me and she's coming into the store. So apparently this lady was being told she couldn't come in to Menards and threw a shit fit and just beat the piss out of
People
the employee.
need to grow up.
As you do.
And I couldn't imagine. And my mom, the 5-foot fiery little Jew she is, was like, I was scared to shit. I wasn't even going to return my boards. I was just going to get out of there. But
I would use the boards.
But money, more important than mental health. But yeah, and now that same Menards, because I went there a couple days after, there's like 5 giant signs now around the door saying mask mandatory and a big triangle sign as you have to walk through that says masks mandatory. And they usually have someone at the door now saying you need to have a mask. Like, people are getting tired of being controlled in the Midwest, and it's so stupid. I mean, we're getting the shots. We're doing everything we need to do to start getting healthy. We're starting to listen.
It takes
the numbers
time.
are getting lower. We're starting to do the right thing.
One of the things I haven't
give up hope.
Yeah, one of the things I haven't necessarily been for when it comes to the mandation of closing things down is like the gyms. That was like one of the first things to close down. It's like, are you serious? Like, that's one of the cleanest places. Once you're done with something, you wipe it down, you clean it. You're always like, it's a habit over there. Like, you know what to do.
Well, and exercising is good for your immune system as well. Like, you need that.
It's like, you want to increase your health.
That's what's wrong with me.
Are you out of breath sitting?
People just need to give it time. And that's things like people are getting their shots. That's great and all, but it's not going to happen overnight. Like, I know everyone's antsy to get back to normal. I mean, I am,
but too, every now and then I get a little bit terrified. So, see the look in your eyes.
Thing. I'm sorry, but this vaccine is not bulletproof. I mean, there are so many forms of this virus out there. Right. This vaccine was only developed and invented for the first strain that we had. And like I've said, I have nurse friends that say that there are so many people coming in that got the vaccine and are testing positive for COVID because it's a different strain of it. So, like I said, that's why I'm not so quick to put this in my body yet. So I'm going to give it time.
But you're so fast to let us put anything in your body.
Well, that's because I know the after effects of that.
Rawr.
And it's good.
Nice.
So, all right, so let's get into our topics tonight.
I thought we were going to get into his body.
Lonnie.
Later.
That's our Patreon episode.
That's on our fans only.
Lonnie, let's start with your topic. What do you got tonight? Do you have a game?
I have a game. I thought, we haven't been really doing any heavy games lately because we still haven't punished Justin, which it's coming. Oh boy, is it coming.
And going.
Boy, is it going to come.
Is it going to come hard. So I thought we'd actually get into like a serious game. We've been doing some, but they've been kind of slow. But this one's an actually somewhat serious game that's going to take some time and have some fun with it. So I don't know if anyone out there is familiar with Akinator, which it's a program that you ask it yes or no questions.
I was obsessed with that game.
Right.
Same here. I used to use that as like my secret weapon when I used to work nights. I'm like, think of somebody and I'll guess who it is. And people on the other end of the chat, they're like, how the fuck did you do that?
Yeah, we used to do it a lot at the comic shop, and that was a long, long time ago. So basically, we're going to kind of play a yes or no Akinator game, but we're doing it with movie genres. You each get 10 questions, yes or no questions. After you ask your questions, you have to pick the movie in that genre. So you ask your question that has to be a yes or no. I will answer you yes or no. You each get 10.
I pick a movie?
No, I pick the movie.
Okay.
I'll give you the genre. You ask me yes or no questions. You each get 10.
Okay.
After those questions, you each get a guess at the movie.
Okay.
If you get it right, you get a point. If you don't get it right, nobody gets that point. Got 5 different genres.
And so we each are taking turns asking a question,
Yep.
correct? Okay.
I'll start with musicals.
I don't have musicals. I have action, horror,
Get the fuck out of here.
sci-fi, drama, and comedy.
No, I want to do musicals.
Well, you're shit out of
Let's
luck.
start with comedy.
Okay, we will start with comedy. Since you picked comedy, Mr. Jeremy, I will let you ask the first question.
Oh, man. Like, this is kind of weird. Is this movie, was it released in the 90s?
Yes.
Is the movie part of the National Lampoon's
No.
market?
Does this movie have to do with a road trip of some sorts?
Yes.
Is the title 2 words or less?
Yes.
Is it a Farrelly Brothers film? If you're looking it up, I doubt it.
Justin, while I'm looking that up, go ahead and ask your question.
Is it a top star cast?
Yes. Yes, it is a Farrelly Brothers movie.
Is there male nudity in it?
Yes.
So Justin starred in it.
Yes. Justin was in it.
Is there a token character?
No.
Man, this is actually hard to think of questions. Like, can I get like real specific with it?
Yep. You can ask any question as long as it's a yes or no answer.
Is Jim Carrey in the movie?
No.
I'm not up on my.
You are halfway through your questions.
Not up on my. What did you say, Waverly or
Farrelly Brothers.
I'm not up on those. Is it based around 2 main characters?
Yes.
Are both main characters male?
Yes.
Can I search Waverly Brothers films?
You can
You can
search Waverly all
Waverly
you
Brothers
want.
films.
You ain't gonna find shit on Waverly Brothers
Or whatever. Fairly.
Are we allowed to Google?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say that's.
You can Google Waverly Brothers films all you want.
Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank because I know it's not the movie I'm thinking of.
Is this movie only one? And it's not. There's not like a part 2, part 3.
Nope. So, yes, it is the only one of its kind.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a movie, but I don't know if it's a Farrelly Brothers movie. Is Ben Affleck in it?
No.
Even who I went to ask. Son of a bitch. This is the wrong Ben I just asked about. Okay.
Kingsley?
No.
No. Man, I'm horrible at this. Is it around a particular holiday?
No. 3 more questions.
Is Ben Stiller in it?
No.
Is one of the Owen brothers in it?
No.
How do I want to word this question?
See, that's the game, too. Like, you don't want to give out too much information.
Yeah. Was the main song written specifically for the movie?
No.
Is this movie geared more towards high school viewers?
No. You each have 1 question left.
Are the main characters adults?
Yes.
I have my answer, but I don't even know that it's a Farrelly Brothers film. I think it is.
I have no answer.
And these all I picked are bigger movies, so
All right.
I'm not trying to shark one in on you.
Are the main characters Caucasian?
Yes. All right, gentlemen, that is your 10 questions each.
It's not how high.
It is not how high. Do either of you have a sure defined answer?
It's not a sure thing, but I have an answer.
Okay. So if you were to go ahead and write down your answer for me.
Reviewing all the facts there. Primarily based around 2 people, not necessarily around a holiday, not starring Ben Stiller, Ben Affleck, Jim Carrey, or any of the Owen brothers. Not necessarily geared towards high school students.
I was just about to do the same thing. I'm Googling now.
I'm thinking...
He already gave me his answer, so you can just say it.
I was going to say a Mel Brooks movie, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Well, if it's a Mel Brooks movie, it's not a Farrelly Brothers movie.
True.
It's the Waverly Brothers.
Gentlemen both give up?
Yep.
It is the 1996 movie Kingpin.
Oh, son
jeez.
of a bitch.
You should have said the other guy.
Oh,
So nobody gets a point
I was-
for that one.
I was thinking Dumb and Dumber at first, but
that's what I was thinking,
Yeah.
and then I was thinking something about Mary. I said Step Brothers, but I don't think that's a Fairley Brothers film.
there's no road trip with that.
Okay, yeah, and that's the thing after I said that. I was like, oh, yeah.
And,
Okay.
And Kingpin? Yeah, they
No,
have to drive.
no, and Step
okay.
Brothers.
Step Brothers.
All right. 4 genres left, boys.
I milked
Who
your
picked that
cow.
one? Jeremy picked that one. Jeremy
Let's do
so-
action.
action. Okay.
Lights, camera, action.
Do it. You're first, Justin.
Is there lots of gunplay?
Define lots.
Enough to have a few shootouts?
Yes.
Was this movie released after the year 2000?
No.
Is this also a 90s movie?
Yes.
Are there sequels to this movie?
No.
Is it connected with a gang, like a mob or Yakuza or something of the like?
Yes.
Does this movie star Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Is this a revenge film?
No.
Does this movie revolve around somebody that's either police or FBI?
Yes.
Is it one of the common movies where you get the girl at the end?
No. That's your 6th question, so halfway through.
This is my 5th question.
This is your 6th question.
Is there a lot of drugs involved in this movie?
No.
Is there a display of technical, like martial arts?
I wouldn't say a lot.
Is this a Quentin Tarantino movie?
No.
Is one of the main people not human?
No.
The fuck?
No, it's not Short Circuit.
I was going to go with what's it? The Belushi one and the dog.
Canine?
Is it called? Yeah, K9.
It's not
K9.
Turner and Hooch.
Is Mel Gibson in this movie?
No.
Is this an A-list actor who's the main person?
Yes.
Just probably not anymore.
I will give you the hint that there are 1, 2, 3. There are 3 A-list actors of their time in this movie.
Does it take place at any time on an airplane?
Yes.
Are you following the storyline of the criminal?
Yes.
Does this movie revolve around the President of the United States?
Yes.
Ah, damn it.
All right, who wants to take the first stab at it?
I will.
Okay.
I'm going to...
That is incorrect.
What? Son of a...
I feel like you were thinking of the same thing I was thinking of, but I can't think of the name. Not first... Harrison Ford. First one down, or Air Force down.
Air Force One.
Air Force One? Is that what it's called?
That is incorrect.
Is that what you picked?
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
fuck
wanted to
you.
play stupid.
Gentlemen, that was 1991's Point Break
Oh.
with Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze.
Oh,
and
fuck. I'm like,
Gary
where's the
Busey.
airplane? But they jumped out of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the presidents come in because they all wore the president
That's
masks
fucked
when
up.
they robbed banks.
Damn it. I thought I had it. Because I was
I
thinking...
thought you did too.
Yeah.
Like you were getting really
All of those were like on
specific.
point.
Well, the other one I was thinking of until you said that there was like only 3 people was Con Air.
Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of.
And
That's
then
why I
was
went with the
there's
criminal.
Way more than 3. Well, shit.
All right, 3 left. We got sci-fi, horror, and drama.
We're going to go horror.
Gonna
We
go,
would.
go horror. All right. Well,
Okay. Is the movie part of a movie franchise?
no,
Is it based on not necessarily paranormal, but like creature, something that's not human?
no. Well, yes. It's not human.
Is there a high body count in this movie?
No,
Is there possession?
no,
Does it involve some kind of doll or something that's the killer?
no.
That was a burner,
Because-
man.
I shouldn't have asked
All
that.
dolls have sequels.
I shouldn't have asked that either because all doll movies have basically a high body count.
Is this another 90s movie?
No,
Is this movie, does it take place before the 90s?
yes,
Is there strong regards to religion?
no,
Is Vincent Price in it?
No.
You said no possession, right?
No possession.
Okay.
Is it about zombies?
No. You guys are halfway through your questions.
Why did you have to think about that?
I didn't. It was probably one of your quickest no's.
Is this an Alfred Hitchcock movie?
No.
Is there more than one attackers?
No.
Is this a black and white film?
No.
For its time, is it supposed to take place in the future?
No.
God dang. Does it take place in one particular like setting, like a store or something like that?
Yes.
Is the military involved?
No.
Just took away my thought. Are there a lot of people in this one setting that the movie takes place in?
No.
I'm back to square one.
Is this after the 60s?
Yes.
Jeez.
All right. One more question, each of you.
See, the thing I'm thinking of, I don't think it would work. Because does it have to do with ground dwellers?
No.
I was thinking that earlier. I'm kind of narrowing in that it's an 80s movie. So it has to be 70s or 80s or even 60s.
Woo.
So
that narrows it down.
Narrow down. It's not 90s or 2000s. It was after 50s. So it's got to be 60s, 70s, or 80s.
30 years. There wasn't many movies that came out then.
That's well known. That only has like one attacker. Is the attack...
Now who's talking Jewish?
Oh my God. It's so hard.
Does it star Robert De Niro?
It does not star Robert De Niro.
There
All
goes
right,
the
so-
Avengers.
so what-
No, wait, not Avengers.
So what we know about this movie is that
Goddamn.
it is a before 90s horror movie with a low body count, takes place in one area with a non-human monster. All right, fellas. Is anyone going to get a point in this? The movie came out in like fucking the mid-2000s.
It's the first thing I just thought of. I know it was wrong. I have no clue.
Justin, what do you got?
I got a wrong answer.
Okay, what are you giving me?
I was going to say Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Okay, that
With
was
Robert
like-
De Niro.
So it was 1983's Cujo.
Of course it was. Pick the next one.
What the...
You got sci-fi and drama left.
Sci-fi. Might as well just...
Let's do sci-fi.
Let's do sci-fi. All right, Justin, you got the first question.
Does this take place on Earth?
No. Some, I think. Hold on.
They are Earthlings that it's about, but might not necessarily be on Earth.
There's a very small bit of it on Earth.
Before they're recruited and go up and fight. No.
Did this movie come out after the year 2000?
No.
Is this kind of like space military-esque?
No.
I know shit about sci-fi. It's one of my least favorite genres. Is it what we consider a classic, well-known movie?
Yes, I would think so.
Does it star any Buseys?
No. Or Baldwins. No Buseys or Baldwins. But it does have a very well-known cast.
Is this... Go ahead.
I say multiple award winners.
Does it have like a sequel and a trilogy? And
No.
Are there creatures involved?
Yes, there are creatures in this movie.
are there any deaths in this movie?
Yes.
Oh my God. Don't do that. Don't look at me like that.
This is a 90s movie?
Yes.
We already said that?
No.
No, okay.
Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Better be.
if he's going to let me have two, I'm going to take it.
Not only two. I'll let you have six more even.
Yes. He's so nice.
I know.
Does this movie take place around any holiday?
No.
The
Justin.
He's trying to get all like psychological with his questions.
Is John Travolta part of it?
Ooh, no, he's not.
You were thinking Grease, weren't you?
Very, very specific, but no. Guys are halfway through.
Is the main character a female?
One of the main characters is a female, yes.
Okay, how many more questions? 4?
Yeah, technically 5, but 4 after this one.
What? That was the 6th one I just asked.
Yeah, he's asking his 6th one now.
But he started. So he should be ahead of me. He should be on his 7th.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm writing them both down at the same time. So
Oh, okay.
Is there a small amount of flamboyancy in this?
certain characters, yes.
Is this a spoof of a popular movie?
No.
Fuck.
Number 8.
Would you consider this to be an operatic film?
At parts, yes.
Huh. An operatic sci-fi movie. See, I don't know enough about the genre to know. Are there any animals in this movie?
Yes.
Is the top 3 or so cast pretty much always the lead in like maybe 80 to 90% of their work?
Yes.
I have an idea, but I don't consider it sci-fi.
That's your
Final.
That's your 10, by the way. Yeah. Got one more. One more, Mr. Lubish.
Is this movie still popular today?
Yes. Justin's already presented his answer, and he is correct.
Well, I'm pretty sure mine's not
Kapuya! Kapuya!
mine's not even in the same genre, but I'm just gonna...
Boo! That is incorrect. It is 1997's The Fifth Element.
Never seen it.
It's an awesome movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
With Dracula, amazing. Blood.
All right, so what do we got? We got
one left, and
drama?
it is drama.
Oh, boy.
One of my favorite drama movies of all time, and I really don't like them, so.
Okay.
Jeremy, you get to lead this show.
I'm going to go with did this movie take place in the 90s?
Some of it. It took place over a lot of different time periods.
Okay. Excuse me. It's your first fucking question. How are you thinking this? You could literally ask anything at this point.
Okay. What I could do. Yeah. Is this following the life of one person?
Yes.
I know what it is.
I think I do too. Did this movie win a lot of awards?
Yes. It won 69 awards. It was nominated
Gee.
for 69 awards. It didn't necessarily win all of them.
Okay.
You want to just put your answer in now?
If you guys want to skip the questions and put your answers in, absolutely.
I'm going to go a few more questions just to make sure.
Would you also kind of rate this as a feel-good comedy drama style?
No.
Did part of this movie take place during the war?
Parts of it.
Is it a love story?
There is a love story element to it, yes.
They're kind of like
Every
is
movie?
drama.
Yeah.
Did this movie get released in the 90s?
No.
File that under C for curveball.
Does it star Morgan Freeman?
It does not star Morgan Freeman.
No Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman is not in this film.
Was this movie directed by Nick Cassavetes?
No.
Why do you giggle at me like that?
Because I was gonna.
You girl.
I was gonna waste my question. Is Robert De Niro in? No. Is this one of those movies that take place primarily on the West Coast, California style movie?
California. Define California style movie for me.
Like a West Coast, Cali, Vegas, around those parts. The West.
No.
Utah.
No.
Idaho. Potatoes.
No, bro. That ain't me.
Does this movie have a what we would call a happy ending and not like a massage happy ending?
Some would consider yes, someone could consider no, depending on your...
So I just wasted a fucking
No.
question.
Trying to think how that would be best answered. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also no.
No. Yes. It depends on whose eyes you're looking through at the end of the movie.
Does it star Jim Carrey?
No, it doesn't star Jim Carrey.
Does it star Tom Hanks?
Does not star Tom Hanks.
Who's another? Do you follow a Caucasian male actor?
Yes. So most of the movies, yes, you fail.
With an accent.
He is doing an accent, yes.
Is there a death at the end of the movie?
Yes.
Wait, some of it takes place in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes before or after? Does it star Leonardo DiCaprio?
It does not, no.
Damn it. There's only like one or two more.
It does star a big name actor.
Yeah, it's...
Was this movie released before the 90s?
No.
I think it's early 2000s, but don't answer.
Well, it has to be.
Yeah, because a part of it took place in the 90s, so it has to be...
Well, it could be the ending of the movie.
Yeah, it could be. All right.
McConaughey?
Does it star Matthew McConaughey?
It does not, no.
Damn it. Okay, then I'm out. I have no...
You each get one more question. Since it is the last question, I will give you guys a hint. It was directed by Tim Burton.
So it stars Johnny Depp.
Are there children involved in this movie?
Yes.
Is this movie following an outcaster?
I wouldn't go as far as to say outcast, no.
I'm just going to stick with my answer.
Okay.
I literally have no answer.
Okay.
For this. I'm
negative. This was 2003's Big Fish.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have.
Never seen
I
it.
always write that one off as a Tim Burton. I mean, I really like it, but...
Well, let me tally
Didn't that giant dude die?
Giant dude.
The giant dude in the big...
I don't know. He was in House of a Thousand Corpses. He was that giant dude.
Tiny?
Tiny, yeah. Yeah, he died in 2005.
Poor little guy. Or big guy.
Tiny firefly. How can he
Why are you tallying this up? Justin won. He had one. I had 0.
Making sure.
What the hell? You're like
grab my abacus.
You're
here.
like crunching numbers over there.
No, I was looking up. I was looking up Matthew McCory. So after that rousing game of movie trivia,
Drink, stop.
looks like Justin, with his, let me carry the numbers here.
I got to cut like 40 minutes off of that.
No kidding.
Justin got it with the riveting score of, let me see this, 99 minus the ones he missed. He got 1.
Hey,
Wow.
but you know what,
Thank you,
Justin?
thank you.
You won tonight, but you're still getting punished.
Jeremy
Tonight?
Jeremy came in with
Like you. Like you.
Full zero.
0.
well, fellas, we started out the season with a game, and we got a little bit of rust to knock off here, boys.
That was our spring game. So
Well,
got some
all right.
if we have time, we can
space
try another, but we'll see what happens.
training to do. That's all we got is time on this podcast, boys.
Not our listeners. Not our listeners. My sister
dying?
said that she's been listening to our podcast and like like how you do, like faster speed.
Oh, God.
And she said it makes her laugh even harder just because of our voices.
I don't know what I would sound like at a higher speed.
You sound like a tape cassette that's about to explode.
A fucking chip.
I feel like I put in more work than you boys. Like, since I talk faster, I'm doing like double the podcast, and you guys are like just talking in your nice.
Because you got to, because you fit in so much more bullshit.
But then
than
when
we
I
do.
talk, when I listen to myself, because I love listening to myself all the time, you know, I have to put it on so I can go to sleep. Wait.
Yeah.
I mean, I jerk off to us talking all the time.
We sounded like the Micro Machine guy when my sister was like, "This is how fast I listen." He was like, "Micro Machines."
Order now.
All right.
Well, who's up next?
Side
boys?
effects could include.
So we're gonna
Anal
go. We're gonna go with my topic next here. This is kind of this will be a quick one probably.
You had a topic? I actually totally forgot about your topic until like right before I got here.
Well, I kind of forgot about yours a little bit too. The one. So.
Both you fuckers.
But I have them down. No, so what I told these boys to do is all three of us are going to assemble our all-star band. Now, what I had told them is that we're each going to pick a bass player, a guitar player,
Did you?
a drummer, and a singer. Actually, 2 singers, because I feel like the singer is such a wide range out there.
I don't know
that
about
you
Lonnie, but
can't-
like you really wanted to pick a certain person, but you're like, I don't know if I should pick that person.
yeah.
I did the same
I
thing.
did so many singers. The singer was actually the easiest person besides drummer to pick
For me too, because usually my music listening is usually gravitated towards the singer and the lyrics and
Right.
stuff like that.
Well, my favorite singer is Davey Havoc by far.
Right.
And I
But,
figured you were going to go.
Like, I couldn't put him on the list because he's only good in AFI. Like, you couldn't put
He's
him
good in Black Audio. I love him in
Well,
Black.
yeah, and Dream Car he's good in. His bands that are made for him, he's good in. But if you put him in anything that's not made specifically for him, he's fucking dog shit.
Well, and that's what made this.
He can-
That's what's going to
he
make
can
this
carry
fun,
Blink.
because Another rule I said is so we each can pick 2 singers, but I said that you cannot pick band members that are already in the same band together. Like you can't do Lars.
What if they're
Metallica
officially
or James.
not in the same band, but have played together at one point?
As long as it wasn't like a really, really popular band like Metallica or anything like that, where they played for many, 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 many years together.
Like Dave Grohl has done some stuff with Tenacious D.
I'll let it slide.
Keep going.
But anyways, and the thing is, like, what made this difficult for me was, there were so many different genres of musicians out there that, I'd like to take somebody from jazz and put it with somebody from hard rock and stuff. But in my mind, it's just like, that would be an awful sounding band. So for me, I kind of picked musicians that are in the same genre that would actually mesh very well together. But again, this is anything you want to pick. What were you going to say, Justin?
I was going to say stuff like
I'm
that.
I'm having deja vu right now, which is kind of weird.
Stuff like that can accidentally work, but usually most time it's crap. Like doing this sort of time signature with this sort of thing, it's like it's all off. It's just noise right at this point. But adding certain instruments that wouldn't normally mesh, you're like, holy shit, that sounds fucking amazing. You got a mandolin in this rock group type.
Yeah, and that's what's going to be fun about this. I'll start off here. I'm just going to go down the list here. Now, I'm going to start with the bass player because bass players I know absolutely nothing about them. Like I can't name all but maybe a couple bass players out there. And there's only 2 in my mind that have that significant sound. Like when you hear it, you're like, I know who that is. Now, I don't even know his name, but the bass player from the band Primus.
Oh yeah.
He's got a very unique sound.
Les Claypool.
Yes. But I did not pick him. So I went with the stereotypical Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just because he's so unique and energetic on stage, and his bass seems like it's about like 12 feet longer than most bass players' basses. And I love the sound that Red Hot Chili Peppers has. So my bass player for my all-star band is going to be Flea.
Well, and I can throw a little input in that from being a bass player. And the great thing about Flea as well, he is so flawlessly can go between slapping and picking.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't tell that transition, and that talent for a bass player is really rare. Like they can do one or the other. It's very seldom that they can do both.
What did you do
flawlessly? I went with
what did you do when you played?
Oh, I was mostly pick. I did some slapping and popping when it was necessary, but I could only really, it would have to be like a dropout slap or pop, and then I would have to transfer back. I couldn't do it in the same verse and then switch back quick. I would have to literally pop it and then reform and go back to playing.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Flea from the Chili Peppers didn't really know how to play when they were first doing like their original stuff.
Yeah,
really?
And he's an amazing actor too. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Back
He's
to
been
the
in
Future
so many
too.
Suburbia.
McFly. So, all right. So Flea's my bass player. I'm going to move on to the drummer because I am a drummer. Man, this was very difficult. And this was the last one I picked because I wanted to get the rest of the band together. I went through so many people. Danny Carey is probably, I think, one of the most talented drummers from Tool, but I didn't go with him. But I'm going to go with him then. I went with, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his last name because I just have recently stumbled across this guy. I mean, I've known about him, but I never really looked at his work or watched videos of him drumming. And I watched a live video of him playing with the band that he's in. And I'm like, holy crap, this guy's like really good. So I started watching other things, and I can't believe how talented he is. But I'm going with Ray Luzier, who is Korn's drummer.
That's what I did. The new Korn drummer.
And he used to be with like David Lee Roth and stuff like that. But he's so freaking talented. And as a drummer, like the stick spins that he does and whatnot, I just couldn't believe how I've not really heard of this guy. And the fact too that he went into an audition for Korn. I think it was at one of their shows, and you can actually see his audition on YouTube. They filmed it, but after one of their shows, he auditioned and he like learned like 30 some Korn songs and blew them away. And they offered him the job, and he's been their drummer ever since. And I mean, he's super talented. So he's my drummer. My guitar player, John Five. Rob Zombie's guitarist. He was in Leonard Skinner, Manson. The guy, and the thing with him is like, most guitar players really get into it on stage. He's just so mellow.
He's so technical too.
He has that presence too. He reminds me of Buckethead and
Right.
Yeah. And he knows all styles.
Right.
And it's crazy.
Thing about him too, if you're a gear junkie like I am, dude plays tellies, and that's not a guitar you see a lot of metal guys play. He plays straight up Telecasters. He has his own Telecaster that's his special design. But yeah, the guy's played Telecasters his whole career, and if you know anything about guitars, you know what a Telecaster is. It's a blues guitar. It's very soft. It was original, had single coil pickups in it. If you ran distortion through them at all, they got so muddy and so washed out. I actually watched a video on him the other day going through his rig and going through all his guitars and just seeing the guitars he uses. I have no idea how he gets the tone he does.
I watched a video where he's playing one of Jimi Hendrix's old guitars, and I mean, it's just you should have seen him. He was like such like a little kid. Like that's the most emotion I've ever seen out of him, like as being a real human being.
Him and Mick Jones, or Mick something, the guy from Slipknot, he plays Stratocasters, which is another guitar you didn't think anyone would run as big of heads and as much distortion through, but they just make it sound good.
Well, to be fair, Slipknot has like 13 guitarists, so they have...
That's fair. overlay. But John 5 is amazing.
Yeah. I think John 5 and Ray together would be phenomenal. And I believe that they both did play for David Lee Roth at one point. I think John 5 also played with David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
I think. So now I'm going on to my two singers. I'm going to go with my first one. I actually did a male singer and a female singer.
Oh.
Now, the male singer, I did not pick Danny Carey from Tool because I think Maynard James Keenan from Tool, A Perfect Circle, Pussifier, I think is the other band. I think he has...
Did you say Pussifier?
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Pussifer,
yeah. I don't... anyways. But Pussifier. That's what I do. I set him on fire. But his voice is so beautiful. Like, it's so soothing, but yet when he wants to hit high, oh my God. And it's not distorted. It's not like type of stuff. It's so,
oh my God.
You can understand every word he's saying. And again, he's a very intelligent guy, and his lyrics they have more to it than just standard message. Like, you may think you know what he's singing about, but my God, he has like a whole backstory on it and whatnot. So he would be my lead singer. My other lead singer I said would be a female. And honestly, she could be in the band with Maynard. It would be kind of like a Fleetwood Mac type thing. And
Liquid and Coil.
But I went with Amy Lee from Evanescence. I think she's another one that has such a beautiful voice. And when she hits that high note, it's beautiful.
I get a little tired of her because she's overplayed. It's like, we just heard this song 10 minutes ago. If you're listening to the radio.
Well, that's why you don't listen to the radio, because that's like with anything.
That'll do it to you.
Yeah.
But so that is my all-star band. Justin, let's go with yours next. Let's listen.
I don't necessarily remember when you put out I thought I just assemble your band type of thing, and I tried to do that, and I also added a few things. So we're going to play the triangle. We're not going to play the triangle. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I specifically said a bass player, a guitarist, a drummer, and two singers.
I refused to read that message. You probably told him that.
Well, we're going to go with those four things.
All right. So, as much as I really wanted to take Mike Patton, the man of 1,000 voices, I could not pick him because he can use a break. He's in way too many bands as is. So, I kind of was up in the air between two people on two different sexes. So, 4 people. So I was thinking about Alex Molkabust from Zeromancer, otherwise Jay Gordon from Orgy.
Okay.
And so when I was designing this band, it was primarily for a certain sound, and I feel like if I would have done this like a month from now, it'd be entirely different people, at least more or less. Because when it comes to music for me, it's all by the mood, and I'm in different situations or walks in my life.
Yeah.
So if I were to pick a female singer, it would have been Karen from Collide, otherwise Poe. And Poe's an amazing. She had a small popularity. Collide, not too much.
Let's see what you did there. You technically picked 4 singers and not 2 singers.
So Jay Gordon or Poe.
Okay.
With my drummer, I also picked Ray Luzier because I did like a lot of his technicality. And since you picked him, I will take Mike Borden, Puffy, the drummer.
Okay.
He's played in quite a bit of stuff. Been in Faith No More, Black Sabbath, Korn. He's subbed in for quite a bit. For my guitarist, it was hard for me to choose between like a certain guitarist, but since I was building from the sound, I was going to say either Kenny Hickey from Typo Negative, otherwise Billy Corgan or Devin Townsend. I don't think Billy Corgan will mesh well, especially with his character himself. He is a controller and just being non-vocals. Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins.
I know who you're talking about.
And Devin Townsend is an amazing guitarist from like the Devin Townsend Project, all that.
I wish there was a way that we could make
sample
these bands we're putting together.
Oh, we could. It's just going to take a little while. And then just combined all of their stuff into like one little collaboration of...
I wish they all did the same, they all did the same song. And
So with my bass, I think I would have... And it was also hard for me to select a bass player because, again, the bass is usually the last thing I look for or I tune into.
Most people don't even hear the bass.
Yeah. But they're integral. They're integral because like...
They are.
It's just... playing with something and then adding like a little bit of like white noise or something that's under.
If a song didn't have bass in it, you would know.
Yeah.
You would know. But
like,
when you listen to it, you don't really pay attention. And that's not being mean or anything about it, but it's just like I always say one of the songs that really you can hear the bass is Bon Jovi's like
Living on a Prayer.
It's like and like if you once you hear it, it's like fuck, that's all you can hear.
Well, and the reason you don't hear bass in a lot of songs is because it's the solid rhythm. Like it's what drives the song, and you're not listening for that rhythm. What drives the song is it's there.
I usually think of the drums to drive it, and the bass is the atmospheric.
The drums and the bass are doing the same thing. Like the bass drum and the bass generally are doing that same flow. So bass is just emphasizing what the drum is doing, minus cymbals.
So my bass player, I was either going to pick Christian Doris from Kidney Thieves. Otherwise, there is another musician who is highly talented in several instruments, and that's Atticus Ross. I think I would have to select Atticus Ross.
Who's he from?
He's done quite a bit of stuff with Nine Inch Nails.
Okay.
Primarily.
Okay.
And he's got his own.
Okay.
And then if I were going to select a keyboardist, I was either going to do
fuck out of here,
Tim
Lonnie.
Skold.
How many fucking all-star bands did you just name? Like 7 of them.
I know. He did like 30 people for each thing. He's like, oh, you do this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I see what you did there, you overzealous.
Make it up on the fuck.
Just,
did you expect anything
you
different?
Can't single them out.
I'm surprised I knew majority of them. I thought he was going to be like, Ismay Moklik from
Yngwie Malmsteen. Yeah, so I'm going to be that guy and name a bunch of people I'm sure neither of you have ever heard of. So my drummer I chose, there was no other drummer that it could be. I chose Josh Freese. He's been the drummer for the Vandals since 1989 till now. He was the drummer for Nine Inch Nails from 05 to 08. He drummed for Sublime from 2011 to 2017.
Right on.
He's been in Devo since 96. He drummed for Perfect Circle from 99 to 2011. The dude has played so many different genres of drums. He's such a minimalist drummer. Like he has a bass drum, he has a snare, he has one rack tom and a floor tom. He has a crash, a ride, and a hi-hat. That's all he plays. And he's played Nine Inch Nails and he's played in Perfect Circle, like with such a minimal set. And like that's not something you normally do. Like you think of bands like that, you think I'm having this way wide drum set to create.
Like you give that dude 2 pans and a bucket, and he's
right. He's good to go. Now, with you guys hating on bass, me being a bass player,
we didn't hate.
You guys giving all this bass hate, and you can see on my piece of paper how many fucking basses I wrote and crossed out.
Those are all your basses?
Those are all my basses. From being a bass player and being so many different bass players I took notes from and I loved, and I was influenced by so many different people. I settled on Matt Friedman from the band Rancid. He was also in Operation Ivy. He was also in The Transplants. He's just an amazing bassist, and kind of like what I was talking about with Flea, he has such an amazing ability of being able to go from pick to finger picking to slapping and popping when he needs to, and he can just transition through them so flawlessly. And he can keep rhythm, and he can do little lead rolls when he needs to. He's just amazing, and he does it slow flawlessly, and he doesn't pay fucking attention half the time. He's just such a good bass player.
He pops and locks
Yeah,
And drops it.
like it's hot.
for a fat white guy who plays punk rock. Yeah. Now my guitar player is really going to throw you off. My guitar player I chose was Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson is a 1930s guitar player. Robert Johnson was, I don't know if you ever heard the story about the guitar player who sold his soul to the devil.
On the crossroad.
That's Robert Johnson. He released 29 songs in 1936 to 1937 that have never thought of in that time. He influenced guys like
Elvis Presley.
Chaplin, like Eric Clapton and Paul McCartney. And so he was the person who influenced that kind of bluesy rock style. If it wasn't for him, none of those guys would even consider playing what they played because of him. And he learned to do it out of nowhere. Like, he was a shit guitar player. And then
one day he shows up at a nightclub.
Yeah, basically that's how it went.
Panties everywhere.
He just showed up, and all of a sudden he learned to play. He went gone for like a month, and he came back to this little bar town, and he was fucking amazing. And you can find those 29 some odd songs. They're pretty hard to find, a lot of them, but they're all about the devil. They're all about like hellhounds finding him, and they're just great. And
what happened to him?
I know he died at the age of 27. He was part of that
Legends.
The legends of old Robert Johnson selling his soul to the devil. But yeah, died at the age of 27. He's probably the first person of the 27 Club.
Wow.
But just having that ability to have that driving bluesy guitar.
And if you go out on that road, you can still hear him play.
Hear that bluesy slide.
Next, musician.
And then my singers, I think I wrote down even before I wrote down my drummer. Singer number 1 is Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden. Just that beautiful operatic voice. Like, he can be a little high-pitched growly when he needs to be, but being able to hit those high notes, every time I hear him, warms the cockles of my heart. And then my other singer was male as well, and it's Freddie Mercury.
Oh, wow. God.
In so many words.
What?
Huh?
What?
Explain that one.
That one fell a little short.
He was feminine.
Feminine. No, but just that, like, the quality of those two singers, like Freddie Mercury had that voice that could just carry. And then on the other hand, Bruce Dickinson had that voice that could just pierce anything. Just like when he hits his high notes, you can feel it in your bones. And you're not going to forget it. And I love Iron Maiden. It's one of those, I think Iron Maiden's probably my guilty pleasure band. But it's also like, if I ever went to the gym.
Mine's Ace of Base.
Ace of Base.
Yeah.
Spice Girls.
If I ever went to the gym and I needed a gym band to listen to, it would be Iron Maiden.
If I went to the gym, I wouldn't be at the gym.
Yeah, if I went to the gym, I'd be listening to the 911 operator.
Asking for directions.
I would have 911 on standby. Well, there you have it. There's our all-star bands. Do us a favor. Go to our Facebook page, the Boundless PodTrap, if you haven't, and like it. And find the link to this podcast and let us know, who do you think has the best all-star band out of all of us. And then while you're at it, give us your list of an all-star band so we can see. We need more interaction with people.
And we can bring you up on the next podcast and tell you how crappy that idea was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And while you're there, you can go to Zazzle.com. Buy all your sweet Boundless PodTrap merch.
Yeah, what do we have for merch?
We got magnets. We got the car magnets. We got some stickers, some bumper stickers, some pins, shirts,
blow-up dolls,
keychains, blow up your morning mugs.
You can pick either my face on it, Lonnie's face, or Justin's head.
If you guys want to submit some art for the BPT, well, you know what we look like.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny if people that don't know us, that listen to us, if they see our picture, I wonder if they can match up whose voice goes to which person.
That's, I'm not going to, why did you pick that picture of me? Like, I look like the biggest Todd on earth.
We gotta.
First off, I don't know why I decided to wear a fedora to get my pictures taken. It's like I reverted back to 13-year-old Lonnie who thought fedoras were cool.
What I wanted to do is get like a couple pictures that we can like throw in there, at least like 4 little palette swaps. That way everybody can see our four-skins.
Well, my picture that you chose.
Too late, I'm a Jew.
I look like like it's me. I'm going to be performing at the Funny Bone.
It does.
That or I'm a Vegas act or whatever. But
And Justin looks like he should be on.
It's just my cocky like headshot, like
a bottle of cologne
Yeah.
or something.
what Pablo's not telling you.
Hola, toilets.
That would be a fun game for people that don't know us to have our pictures and be like, whose voice does this belong to?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would, because most people would get you.
Well, no
think so.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, who do we think the tiny fat one is?
Oh man,
Who looks the most like a
You're not
dog's
tiny.
big toy?
you're average at
But I'm
best.
fat.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are welcome. All right, Justin, are you taking us home with our main topic tonight?
Are we?
I think so.
Possible. So when it came to
Coming.
when it coming,
I'm at the gym. I'm coming.
Oh, I don't.
it's better than sex.
I'm at the gym. I can't.
Anyways, what I wanted to do was
I blabbed about Mars.
I don't know if I explained this well enough for you boys, and I hope I did, but
Oh,
we're
yeah.
just going to take it as it is. There's like a love-hate relationship with certain people, mainly of like the celebrity. So it's like, I wanted to know what your guys' favorites, not necessarily favorites, but your top people that you're not necessarily fans of, but have like the utmost respect for.
5 people you can't hate but like.
Yeah. Or can't love but hate. It's the same thing.
So I kind of took it a little kind of differently. And like, I wrote down, you said 5, but
Yeah.
there's like 3 that really come to mind because most of the people I just fucking hate. And it's just like,
I had
that
to dig pretty deep on a couple of them too.
like, I just don't know. Like, I can't find anything about them that I like. And I mean, and one on this list, it's like, I'm actually a huge fan of now. But at the time,
There's one on mine that I'm kind of growing to, but
and I think we both are, it's the same one. I think.
who is it?
We'll find out if you join our Patreon.
everybody on my list, I'm like, ugh, this fucking guy. And I want to hate them. But then
But you're so good.
I can't not, but I'm just like, ugh, you're a fucking douche and I hate you, but keep doing what you're doing because I can't stop watching.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these aren't, like I said, not necessarily your favorites, not your man crushes, but just notable, talented people that you have to step back and we're like, you know what? Like, you're not somebody I would buy a movie for or your music or whatever, but you're really good. Everything I see you in, everything that you do, I just don't like you because of that. Or I guess I can't help but like you. So I didn't want to pick people like Keanu Reeves, Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, etc.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Why on Reynolds?
Make sure all your buttons are buttoned.
Why in Reynolds?
Why you do that?
So I will start off with my first pick. We'll just go around the table and we'll just hit one.
Oh shit.
Are you guys throat singing? Whoa.
Oh, shucky ducky. Okay. Oh my god. Who did that? All right, let's
So
suck on that microphone.
when Linkin Park was first coming out, like I really liked them. And I was mainly for like Chester's, voice creativity. It's something different. It was like really cool. And then Mike Shinoda was one of the guys I was like, it's like, I feel like you're trying too hard, or
I like
maybe
this.
I just wasn't respecting a lot of this stuff at first, but I went to go see him live, and Mr. Hahn is just like sitting in the back. Like all he does is open up his laptop, press play, and just like sits there and like balances his checkbook. Very creative, very awesome on the back end when he's creating the beats and all that. But when it comes to live performances, I'm like, you're not doing anything. You're not bringing any energy. And Chester's doing his thing and all the other members are doing their thing. But Mike Shinoda, I saw him. I'm like, holy crap. Like, I didn't realize how much he has. He does like pretty much everything. Like he played the piano. He played the guitar. I think he was on the drums at one point.
And he has a popular song about him. Mike Shinoda. Do.
But yeah, like he did all the artwork. He's kind of the producer. He does a lot of the stuff on the back end. I'm like, after a while, I'm like, you are really good. I mean, like, I didn't come for you. I faked it.
But now you do often.
But yeah, he's one of the guys I really respect.
Mike Shinoda.
New. Did you just now get that?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
But I try to put it aside because I'm a professional. And
Yeah,
you fucking asshole.
Wow. Pulling out the professional.
Let's pull out our
Whoop-de-doo. Professional.
teaser commercial we did back in freaking September with David Howard Thornton. Let's see who's the professional there.
We could do that.
Or the
Make a
beginning of this
U-turn.
episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You piece
Alright.
of shit.
Ah, damn it.
Who's next? Who do you want to go next?
Go for it.
Go for it, Bubba.
Oh, okay. So the one I'm going to first start with, back in the 90s, if you were a guy, it was the cool thing to hate boy bands. And anybody that was in a boy band, you automatically hated because you're just like, what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be dressing like that, dancing like that, singing like that. So I kind of got a hatred towards all the guys. As an adult, a little bit more respect, but one in particular, and he's actually somebody that I really admire and respect now, but for the longest time I didn't. Justin Timberlake.
I'm going to bounce with you on that one.
That guy is a fucking amazing dancer, an amazing singer, an amazing actor. I mean, the guy is well-rounded, and he's actually a very good-hearted person too. So it's like he is just one person that, for the longest time, I in my head, I'm like, fuck, this guy's so good. And God, I don't want to admit that to anybody, but now I will gladly admit that I think Justin Timberlake is, honestly, I think he could be one of the best performers of all time, up there with Michael Jackson.
For sure. He's like, he even duetted with Michael Jackson, popped titties out with Janet Jackson. He did
He's
it.
the worst.
Reverse it.
He's the worst thing to ever happen to the Jacksons.
Oh no.
What?
I would say Papa Jackson was, but yeah.
I don't know. Tito wasn't good for the Jacksons either.
No, I mean, Justin Timberlake, like he married Jessica Biel. He's justified. No strings attached to be on that list.
Get
For
out
sure.
of here. Stop it. That's our episode. We're calling it quits.
Stop it.
No,
I'm looking at
when
it
I was
right
in
now.
middle school when Justin Timberlake and middle school, high school, it's like that was one of the names that people are always associated with me. It's like, oh, here comes Justin Timberlake. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, I'm not into all that. And then like once Justin Bieber came out, I'm like, I want to go back to Timberlake, man.
You just compared yourself to Justin Timberlake?
Well, people would, because my name is Justin.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I'm lost on this one.
I know. I'm like, was it your curly pubic hair?
Let's just
on
say
your
this
head?
This one's
It was a commonly teased name, and it really made me have to repress some stuff, push some things down and into the dirt. And
Lonnie, your first one.
my first one, man.
Okay.
I want to hate him. Yeah.
All men? Oh my God.
Fucking men.
Don't even start.
My number one.
Careful what you
is,
say.
He started out in a band I despised. And I'm not a fan of his new band. I think just because I hated him so much in his old band. But every time I see him now, he's great to his fans. He's great to the people around him. It's fucking Dave Grohl. I can't help but not like, he's so good to the people around him. And
all the live things that he brings all the kids up and they fucking shred. And
I just want, I want to find something I dislike about him, because Nirvana, the only good thing about Nirvana that ever happened was a fucking shotgun.
Second that.
Whoops.
But
I love Nirvana.
You can keep them.
Although when it comes to Nirvana, there's Pagoda. Pagoda was a much better band. The guy Mike Pitt who did
Sounds like a cheese.
Pagoda.
Pagoda cheese.
As a fat man, I assure you, I've never heard of Pagoda cheese. But no, just fucking Dave Grohl. I don't want to like him. I really don't. Everything in my gut wants me to not like him. I can't help it. He's one of those people who are just too good to his fans. And that's a lot of people on my list. I could take him or leave him, but what he goes out of his way to do for his fans, he does. He broke his leg on stage by falling off stage.
And continued. Yeah.
That they just propped him up in a chair and
he promised,
finished the show.
He promised not to stop when they said when.
So, I mean, I purposely ignored that to get through this. But yeah, that's my number one. David Anthony Grohl.
All right.
All right.
Take it to number two.
My third pick, since Justin Timberlake was one of mine,
Oh,
So
okay. You're welcome.
yeah, I'm gonna go with another person who's in a band. Some people don't even know the name of his band, but they're all up on him like they want to hold hands.
We probably won't know.
Eminem.
Oh, he was going to be on my list.
D12 was his band, but yeah. So I bought like a lot of his, well, not a lot. I bought his earlier work, his first CD, and I kind of did like it. And it seemed like every single album, I was on and off, on and off. I'm like, whatever, on and off. But then again, going back to middle school, high school, so many people were trying to imitate him, and it was annoying. I didn't really care for everybody trying to put themselves in that box. It's like
John Marshall was one of them.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's like you're just a copy of an imitation. You're not even. I was all about individuality, expressing your own, and not trying to copy or hang on the coattails of other people. And yeah, he is entirely creative. He's original. He is probably one of the best, if not the best, rappist. He's a rapper like of these days.
He was definitely, when he first came out, I was a huge fan of his, but after high school, I quickly got sick of him, and even the stuff that I used to like, I'm like, this is so stupid. He's childish, I think, with some of his lyrics. But I mean, I'm still not a huge fan of his, but I can respect him a little bit more. And, and just to like kind of put yourself in his shoes, like what he does. I mean, that's not easy to do, to rap like he does, to come up with some of the, and like, honestly, compared to a lot of rappers out there, which I don't listen to much rap, but some of their rhymes that they come up with are so
first grade.
First grade, they're a stretch. Like, I think you just made up a word there to rhyme, but Eminem
are using the same word to rhyme. It's like you can't use the same word to rhyme. You can't. It doesn't work like that.
Can't make up words. Can't use the same word.
I like my shoes.
And like I loved his process. Shoes. Yeah, his process was just like, he was constantly like reading the dictionary and just advancing his level. Like he has thought-provoking rhymes, lyrics, and stuff at a maximum level. Like he's continually working his craft, and I think that's what a lot of people do. Most or should do. Most people who kind of reach that level of fame, they think they got it, they're made, and they're a shooting star.
Well, the biggest problem with Eminem was it was a big part of his career and a detriment to his career is being a white rapper. Like a lot of people who've seen a white rapper, they wouldn't take him seriously. But the other demographic that seen him as a white rapper is like, wow, this hasn't happened in a long time. Well, with Vanilla Ice being the other representation of a white rapper.
And
like,
that's a stretch.
And that's people would be like, oh man, another Vanilla Ice. And then when he came out and he was actually a decent white rapper, people are like, oh, he's good and he's white.
Yeah.
No, he hates Kim. Kim, I'm gonna kill you.
Some of his,
she's a bitch.
They're very like his video, his creativity, his even what was it, the dog, puppet dog,
Triumph
the dog, and all that. It's like I thought it was funny, and then it cheesy depending on where I was at one point. But no, he's a creative person. Like I also liked how he like intervenes in certain social situations. Like there was like shootings that happened, and like we'll just go with like Marilyn Manson was getting blamed for it, and he kind of intervene. Is like, you guys are blaming everybody else for something that isn't other people's faults. It's like you need to address the source, and that's something I've always preached myself. It's like, why are you just going to create scapegoats?
Well, he was brave enough to do that, knowing he could be lambasted in the media. When I was 16 and got my actual internet at my house, I read an article saying he died in a car wreck. That was before I realized that the internet.
That was Stan.
No, like legit. I didn't realize that people lied on the internet. It was a news site, and I was like, oh my god, he died. And I told everyone, and they're like, he's not dead. I'm like, yeah, he is. I read it on the internet.
He wrote a song about you.
You're like, Lonnie,
Lonnie, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
The internet's not real.
I realized that. I ordered lots of pizza.
What?
And I didn't get a fuck any pizza boys.
Oh no, I did. I used to be a pizza boy.
I'd get all dressed up like a slutty chicken. I'd be like, oh, I don't have any money. And they'd be like, well, fuck you. And they'd take my pizza and walk away. And I'd be like, no,
we can still pay for this.
I actually do have money.
We'll fix this.
I'm like, I was trying to get sex, but I do want pizza.
Jeremy.
All right, my second one, and I only have 4 on my list. I cannot think of a 5th one for the life of me. But I'm going to stick with the whole dancing, singing, music genre for my second one. The one thing I will not condone this person for is their beating.
She had it coming.
Beating of a woman. But I'm going to go with another amazing dancer, Chris Brown. The guy seems cocky, seems full of himself, seems like an asshole. But when it comes down to what he's supposed to be doing, what he became famous for, he's the best.
How to lose all your fans in one sentence. I support Chris Brown.
Yeah. I said I don't support his whole beating of women. That's one thing I will not respect him for. But if we're going to go with what they're supposed to be doing as an artist, amazing. If you watch some of his live performances, he puts a lot of thought, and I mean the energy in his songs and his dancing and all the choreography. It's amazing.
He always has that poop face.
Yeah, he does.
Like you expect him to be wearing fingerless leather gloves all the time.
No, I don't think I've ever thought of it.
Like a mesh tank top and
like lifting
fingerless
gloves?
leather gloves where he's like,
Why are you always posing?
Why?
Where's the wind coming
I
from?
don't think I've ever.
He's like,
If people can see Lonnie's face right now.
so he has an
I
underbite.
said, I'm sorry,
know.
Mama.
Shrimp soup. Shrimp soup. What?
Never meant to make you cry.
Are you still on Eminem?
That's Eminem. And the woman he assaulted.
Oh my God.
Said, I'm sorry, Mom.
Moving on, Lonnie.
Well, since we're on the singers and dancers, kind of along the same lines as Dave Grohl, I'm going to throw out the Biebs, Justin Bieber.
I can't. I don't respect him at all.
He's Canadian, so you got to respect that.
I'm starting to like more and more of his music.
And nothing to do with his music. Like some of his music's catchy. Like I'll catch myself every now and then being like, oh, what little 12-year-old made this? And like, oh, it's Justin Bieber. But like he's one of those guys who's, as he matures, he does more and more for his fans. Like he'll go out of his way to do those little meet and greets. And
There was a comedian he was trying to like hang out with. Like I do feel bad because of the fame that he's earned so early. But like there was a comedian who was talking about how he just wanted to have a friend because he was always like scheduled to do something and he couldn't ever hang out with anybody. And so he was just trying to hang out with like this, I think it was Chris Elias or something, or Chris Elias. Yeah. And yeah, it just seemed very sad. Like he didn't have anybody. So yeah.
See, I used to do security at the event center here in town. And when Justin Bieber first became famous and was just a little like 10-year-old kid, I worked one of his concerts and I got to be backstage. So polite, so excited to be doing what he's doing and was courteous to everybody. And I'm like, wow, what a nice kid. Fast forward 6 years later. And it was actually the last event I ever worked before I quit that job. I worked a Justin Bieber concert, complete opposite. Dickhead. His performance was shit. His backup dancers did the majority of it.
Drunk or high or something.
Yeah. And so it was just like that, and being backstage and seeing how he treated people. And like when he came off stage, he was like cursing. And
but now he's found God by some con artist who.
Yeah. Well, we can thank Usher for Justin Bieber.
yeah.
Kind of on an agreement with you, Lonnie. Like I respect him a little bit more. I like more of his stuff that he's putting out now. It is catchy and
Well, and the reason why I support him a little bit, and it had to do something with Ariana Grande, where they were drilling him about what's going on with her, and he just straight up manned up. He's like, do not ask me questions about her, what's going on with her. I'm not here to talk about her, and I would respect it if you did not talk about her. Just he's doing a lot of smart man things now, where I think someone who was raised in the fame, in the indulgence like he was, could have easily just tried to be sensationalized and made that extra buck. So I think he's doing lots of smart things, and he's still respecting the people who got him there. Like, yes, there was a time in his career where he had the very much opportunity to be the next River Phoenix, but he did it smart and kind of got his head on his shoulders. And
I guess I have to see a little bit more of him before I can give a little bit more respect, but I'm waiting for things to, we'll see.
Yeah. He's still young. He still has plenty of time to make
How
mistakes.
old is he?
He's like
22 or something.
I was going to say, still really young.
24 maybe?
I would think even.
He's 27.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. 27 years
That
old.
makes me feel old.
You are old.
There's no way I'm only 10 years older than him.
Born March 1st, 1994.
Son of a bitch. His mom, she was hot. I remember when she was the first time. It's like,
Your first time was with her?
The first time I
I
played
wish.
drums on those big old Canadian titties.
Peter, I wish.
All right, Justin.
Oh, Pete.
My fourth one would be Jason Momoa.
Oh, you fuck.
Oh, well, come on.
Your wife made you say that.
Well, she kind of is one of the reasons why I say that. But it's like, I mean, yeah, he played characters like Aquaman, Khal Drogo. Like, he's blessed with good genes. I mean, like, you really want to hate him, but he's a really cool guy. Like, if you've ever saw like his Instagram, on Instagram, he's the Pride of Gypsies, and he has like that whole gypsy vibe to him, and it's really cool. Like, he has custom built vehicles, and I'm not even a car guy, but I just like seeing before after pictures, seeing how the process of certain stuff.
Yeah.
He's a really fun dude.
He's on my list too, and yeah, he's that guy. It's like you want to look at him and you want him to be a poser. You want to look at him and be like, oh, he's just a Hollywood douchebag. And then you listen to him and you see the stuff he does and you're like, fuck, he's so cool.
It's like some of the stuff that he stands up for. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, go for it.
Like, he's the kind of guy, he's like, okay, if I had to get fucked in the ass by a dude, it would probably be okay if it was Jason Momoa.
How long are you going to be?
Silence. Chirp. He just seems like a very interesting guy. Like, I've seen like clips of him being interviewed and like, or other people being interviewed at like red carpet events, and he sneaks up behind them and like tickles them and stuff like that as they're being interviewed. And I'm like, who does that?
Yeah, he's kind of a kid at heart, and
yeah, but you know, he's like the guy who calls his mom every Sunday at the exact same time, and she's like, if you don't call me, I'm gonna beat your ass. And he's like, yes, mom.
she is the type to probably drop the hammer. I mean,
right?
He comes from.
She
a
looks
culture.
just like him without the facial hair.
Does she?
No, I don't know.
She has facial hair?
If she's that intimidating. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tattoos as well.
But no, him and Justin Timberlake are like people that I am kind of growing more into fans of. But it's like,
do you think it's us changing?
You, but
do you think it's
possibly.
us changing as we're
It's a
getting
factor.
older?
Yeah, it has to be.
I don't know. I'm getting more bitter in my old age, not nicer.
But yeah, no, I met him. We did like a little meet and greet, and he gave us a free little pop thing of Aquaman, Funko Pop, and signed it, and we're like, cool.
A free one?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I mean, we paid like $200 or whatever for the meet and greet, so I got to get something from it, I'm sure. But
so you're
no, we were holding our baby, and he's like, oh yeah,
autograph the baby. Jason Momoa. I'm never gonna watch this baby again.
I was like, your voice you did there. I was like, Keanu Reeves. God damn it. So what?
Did you have another?
I have two, but honestly, I'm probably just going to do one because they're both sports related, and I know you guys aren't into.
Hey, I like sports ball.
You don't like football, though.
It depends on who you're talking about.
Well, I'll do this one because I know everybody knows this one.
Tom Brady did
Emmett.
it.
No, I
Emmett Smith.
hate that guy, and I will always hate that guy.
Thurman
but he is a
Thomas.
quarterback. He is no longer in the league, but he was there for a while. And he's just so goddamn good, and I hate him. And I don't know why I hated him, but it's just like I do because he's so damn good. Peyton Manning.
He's a baby.
I think
he's so he's so great.
I think he was probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and I don't know. He started doing commercials and all this stuff, and I think that annoyed me. I'm like, guy's selling out. Like all he's doing are he's doing more commercials than he's playing, and so. But he's just no matter what team he was on or who he was playing, it was like the guy was always on.
He's just gifted. I mean, I give him that. His natural giftedness. I don't know how to word that. But when I was training to be a personal trainer, I went down to Nevada, to Las Vegas, and got like my little certification. And I met Peyton Manning's actual trainer. And we were talking about like any celebrities that he might have trained. And Peyton Manning was one of them. And he kind of gave us that little, he's a bitch. He never wants to show up. He doesn't do anything. And yeah. But I mean, if he never wants to train and show up, but he still has all that skill, it's like, you're just lucky.
Well, another reason I hated him is because he was very well known for his cadence saying Omaha.
Right.
Omaha. And the Henry Dorley Zoo named one of their new penguins Peyton or Manning or something like that. And they sent an invite out to Peyton Manning to come to the zoo and get a behind the scenes tour of everything. And
they cooked it and he ate it.
And
he threw it 50
Peyton
yards.
Manning completely ignored them and didn't want to have anything to do with coming to Omaha, which was, I don't know.
That's
if
why
at the
he
time-
doesn't like him, because Lonnie loves pandas.
Yes, he does.
I do love Eskimos so much.
And real quick, I'm just going to do the other one here. Nick Saban, the head coach of Alabama football.
Isn't he the
Fucking
guy who
hate-
has sex with a bunch of kids?
He probably has. I don't know. I don't think
Or
so.
like watched him in the shower, or
They all
No,
watch
I
him
don't
in the
think
shower.
I don't think he was watching, but I think there was somebody there, and they're talking like he might have known, but I don't know.
You're
I don't
supposed
think
to.
that. I don't think that was them. I think that was some other university.
What if a kid pulls out a shiv in the shower? You got to keep an eye on him.
Anyways, yeah, Nick Saban. I fucking hate Alabama football. They've been like number one for like 40 fucking years now, and they always have great athletes. And I always say that the athletes are they're mirroring their coach. Like a coach is what makes the team. I don't care what anybody says. You could have the best players in the world, but if they're not coached well, they're not going to do shit. And
well, and you got to think about it too. With a winning franchise, it's going to draw more top recruits.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just going to get better the better you do.
and who would think Alabama of all places? Why would you like, I'm going to go to Alabama to play football? Well, who would have thought?
Well,
That's the right thing to do.
Well, when you have good genes meshing up against good genes, they're not going anywhere. They're just going to keep being in Alabama.
Okay, that's my list.
How many more do you got left?
Just one.
I got 2 left, so I'll go ahead and get my 2 out of the way. I think he's one of the funniest people on earth for one of the dumbest reasons.
That's my guy.
I absolutely I hate a lot of the things he talks about and a lot of the things he supports, but the manner and the way he talks about them, I think is funny. And I love his way he stands up for his points. I love Ben Shapiro. I think
I'm
he's-
hit or miss. It depends on what
I
he's
think
talking
he's
about.
funny. I like I said, I don't agree with 97% of the things he says.
I can only take him for so long before it gets a little too much.
His cadence and his delivery is terrible. But the shit he talks about and the Wopgate was some of the funniest unintentional comedy I've ever heard in my life. But to just see a Jew think he's in so much power is hilarious to me. And some of his rhetoric.
What are you talking about? Jews own Hollywood. Jews own America. I don't know. Sorry.
We
I wasn't
got-
prepared for my speech.
Bernie's pretty high up in America right now, so we
As in weekend at?
we're gonna force our way to the top. one
Weekend
way.
at Bernie's.
But yeah, Ben Shapiro, he's my number 4. My number 5, another one of those, like, I used to hate him so much, but, you know, good to his fans, and he's really stuck in with a lot of the shit he's been getting lately. It's Johnny Depp.
I don't think I've ever
He's always been a
disliked him.
he's always been a fan of mine.
Yeah,
I loved his.
He's been a fan
unorthodox-
of yours?
Yeah, he's been a fan of mine. So
So he's
subscribes
listening to this podcast
He
right now.
subscribes to our
Johnny.
Johnny?
fans.
Hey, text me, Johnny. JD.
But no, like a lot of his movies, my favorite Johnny Depp movies are some of the ones he actually played a straight man in. Like I loved What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh yeah.
Like I
It's one of
thought
my
that movie
favorites.
was fantastic. But then again, I loved him in The Ninth Gate. I loved him in Secret Window. I loved him in
Secret Window. That was a good one.
yeah.
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward. Yeah,
All
I
that.
loved him in Crybaby.
Before
Benny and June.
Benny and June
Benny
was
and
awesome.
June was fucking great. Yeah, he's been in so many movies that a lot of people you'll say the title to, and they're like, "Well, what's that? Why did I just click on Britney Spears?" Yeah, he's one of those actors that's so
I liked him in
typecast.
21 Jump Street. Like he was trying to get kicked off, but they loved him.
Right.
He's like, I'm trying to quit.
I loved. He's in the Great White North trilogy, like Kevin Smith's Great White North trilogy is Guy Lapointe. I think he's
French-
hilarious.
The French detective.
The French detective Guy Lapointe.
Never seen it.
He's Guy Lapointe in Tusk and Yoga Hosers.
Oh yeah.
They haven't
Oh wait,
released-
he is in yoga.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, huh. That's mainly about his daughter.
Were you
Kevin
guys
Smith.
fooled?
Is that Johnny Depp's daughter too? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you
his
guys-
daughters in both of them.
Fooled at the end of the 21 Jump Street movie?
I
Channing
expected it.
Tatum,
I knew it was
where he
yeah.
was at the end
One of the
disguised.
cops. Yeah.
I
mean,
was-
I kind of expected
I
it.
didn't.
There's a few movies where he's disguised and you don't even know he's in there.
Yeah, he's under a lot of prosthetics in the Great White
Yeah,
North
like
trilogy. as
everyone
well.
thinks that Whoopi Goldberg was in Ghost. That's Johnny Depp.
the whole time.
The
yeah.
whole
It's
time.
Crazy.
So go back and watch that movie so you can see if
You can see, yeah. Amazing
movie magic.
movie magic, yeah. But yeah, Johnny Depp. That's my number 5. And I had Jason Momoa as well.
My number 5. This is kind of more personal for me.
Number 5 alive.
No.
Okay.
You stop it.
Stop it, you big silly.
Benjamin Bratt. I have to say Benjamin Bratt. Like, he's not a person who I
wanted.
Benjamin, he's been in supporting roles like Demolition Man, one of the guys like the 3 Seashells. He's been in Miss Congeniality. He actually dated Sandra Bullock for a hot minute. He's been in Traffic, starred in TV shows like Private Practice, 24, Law and Order. He's been in 95 episodes of Law and Order. He played Superman in Justice League, Gods and Monsters, the animated one. He was Ernesto de la Cruz in Coco. He was El Macho in Despicable Me 2. No, he's a really good actor, but I think it's kind of personal for me because he married my wife, Talisa Soto. She was my childhood crush growing up, one of my biggest childhood crushes. She's the chick who played Katana in Mortal Kombat. Oh. So, yeah. He's really good. I want to hate him so bad because of that, but he's really good. So he's got a natural humor to him, and like a lot of he's kind of an activist. He does a little bit of activism here and there.
I just figured out who my 5th one is. Who? That Justin Milani. Oh, I fucking
hate that guy, but God, he's got such a nice ass.
Yeah,
that guy, he's okay. I got a quick story about Justin Milani.
Uh-oh.
So
nothing that you say is ever quick.
So when me and my wife were starting to date, it's so stupid. When we were starting the date, she was still married in a separation at the time. You know, they were still trying to finalize the divorce and stuff. And this guy was kind of like a jealous meathead kind of prick. And he was stalking us. Like, he was like threatening me. He's like, I'm going to plug him full of bullets and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Okay.
Romantic.
Thank you. Sweet. Thank you for thinking of me. And so they went to go meet at the courthouse to finalize the divorce, and he's still hung up about her dating me, and he's like, "What do you even see in him? Like, he's a horrible MMA fighter. Like, have you seen his record? He's got like 0 wins and like 9 losses because there is a Justin Milani, the Copenhagen Justin Milani.
What the?"
He lives in like Tennessee or Virginia or something like that. But there's a guy who has my same name who, at least at the time, was a crappy MMA fighter.
So I'm guessing she divorced him because of the fact that he has no brains.
He's a dumb head.
So I actually tried to message that Justin Copenhagen Milani. I guess he goes by the Copenhagen Kid or something like that. And I was like, you need to step your game up. You're making me look bad.
Oh man, you got the girl in the end.
Yeah. And
you still have a terrible MMA record.
Yeah, probably. Are you looking it up?
I don't know how to spell your last name.
What if he was a spitting image of you?
He's not.
We found your uncle who's a spitting image of you.
On Chatterbait.
But he was definitely doing some other shit.
Yeah, he was doing some sort of fighting, but some sort of grappling, but not MMA.
Doing some self-conolingus.
Oh, man. Well, folks.
Let's see him.
We're going to look at, oh, wow. That is a spitting image of you.
He's so much taller than you.
Looks nothing like me.
He looks like our love child.
You and mine and yours, Lonnie. Well, that was episode 23, fellas.
Episode 23. Yeah.
I guess Lonnie, you'll take the reins for the next episode 24.
Yeah.
You have plans for us for the 25th episode.
Yes, I do. So we're gonna go get possessed by ghosts.
So you know what? Maybe episode 24, that's going to be yours, since 25 is technically Lonnie. So Justin, you've got the reins next time. I'm going to give you some advice. Keep it to 1 page or less worth of notes. And now we have our second podcast. We have our BPT movie review podcast, which is released every other Monday from this one. We are going to be doing episode 5 next week, which we'll be reviewing my movie, Alpha Dog, which is from 2006, starring Emile Hirsch, Justin Timberlake. Awesome movie. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah, all-star cast. So that'll be coming up next week. We want to thank you again for listening. Help getting us more and more listeners. We're getting excited with that. We're up to, what, 60 some downloads a week, which to some people it's like, oh, okay, but to us it's like, holy shit, compared to what it used to be.
Exactly. So, www.zazzle.com for all your Boundless PodTrap merchandise.
It's not ready yet.
All right, well, as always, stay kind to each other, and we will see you next time.
See you in your dreams.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. Join us next time for more absurdity that only the guys from the Boundless PodTrap can bring you.